Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ, I guess, running a little bit behind today, but we have the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad connected via the web. That's Bubble Boy, Casey the Tobacco Nut, Vinny Two Tanks, and Jerry the Diver Guy.
Now what would you do without
What's going on? You know what? I don't know. You guys are the only healthy ones as part of the crew today. We got some... we got some squad members down for the count. Mermaid Kristen, evidently he's dealing with a little COVID issue up there in Virginia, from what I saw right before the show, which, you know, we wish her well. Hopefully she recovers soon. Does that
mean we get to divvy up her piece of the pie?
Excuse me?
Do we get to divvy up her piece of the pie?
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean, and I think we better just leave it alone. Let's just wish her well, Casey.
Okay. Wish you well, Kristen.
Now, Daisy, the other guy, a lady that we spoke to who loves doing underwater metal detecting, we had her on a couple weeks ago. She told us her story, and we had welcomed her back and found out she's dealing with the same thing, if not even worse, because she's in the hospital all beat up or something. We don't know much about it other than she has like some broken ribs and things or something. Jerry, what do we know about Daisy? That's sad.
As far as I know, broken ribs, COVID, and
yeah, she's got a
all kinds of
plethora of
stuff.
things.
Wait. There's two things going on here.
Yes,
First,
there is, right, too.
Okay, that's bad.
Right.
But did she get an underwater cave in, or what's with the broken
We don't know. We don't know. We don't know any details.
No, you know.
That's okay. Vinny is there to clarify for us. No, that's fine. I mean, we just don't know, Casey. That's the problem. All
is
we
there
know
a new
is
variant we're not familiar with, Greg, and some kind of new variant where it breaks your ribs now.
I think it's the mermaid variant. Or something. I'm not sure what's going on there, but
could be the booster shot. I heard they hit you with it pretty hard.
Okay, all right. Well, whatever the case may be, they're missing in action, and we wish them both well. So we got a couple members down this week, but we'll manage accordingly, and just make the best of it. I don't know where CJ is though. I don't know why he's late. Why is he late? Anyone know what's going on with him?
He's pregnant.
He better not have any Omicron.
My guess he got lucky last night.
Oh, okay. Vinny's stepping. Vinny wasn't here last week, and I really thought he would would have joined us because we were fresh from our left coast adventure, and we hung out there at Seal Beach Pier, and I was all ready to share our, reflect on it with Vinny, and then he didn't even show up last week, and then I called him. I said, Vinny, what's up? I forgot it was Saturday. It's like, that's what happens in
retired.
Exactly. That happens in retirement. When you retire, you lose track of what day it is, right, Vinny? Is that it?
I'm starting to, yeah.
Okay. We're gonna put the blame on age as opposed to any kind of other substance that may be ingested and causing some lack of memory issues and things like that.
The pumpkin's gone.
What? Oh my God! Where's Harry, Vinny?
Oh, I forgot to put it out. I still have it.
Okay. Gosh. Oh, man. I thought, oh, my God, we were going to have a whole...
I know, but I got... but I have
memorial
Yellow
service.
Mums in celebration of Chinese New Year this coming Tuesday.
Okay. All right.
I observe.
You remember that it's Chinese New Year, but you can't remember that it's a Saturday. time for Scuba Radio.
Chinese New Year's, I go
bigger
to this big
chunk
party.
of time. Easy to remember bigger chunks of time.
Go get Harry the Pumpkin. Yeah.
I will at the break.
Okay, wait till the break. Yeah, I guess
Hey,
it's
Greg,
not that pressing.
CJ isn't hanging out with Walt down at the Gomez Hilton, is
Well,
he?
anything's possible.
I doubt that.
Yeah, I mean, why would you doubt that, Vinny? I mean, that's a very real possibility. Who wouldn't want to be?
It's a 3-hour drive for you guys.
Well, yeah, but that's
But it's worth it.
Exactly. Yeah, Gomez Hilton, South Florida.
As soon as you walk out the back door, you're at a resort.
Yeah,
instant resort.
That is true. No, I did talk to Captain Walt this week, and he hadn't been on the show lately. He's doing great. They just finished some major renovations there at the Gomez Hilton, and he's just been, he's kind of like, taking a break. And he's like, I've been working so hard. I was like, I got to keep my Saturday open for a few weeks, so just bear with me. He's just taking some.
Involved.
Well,
Absolutely.
yeah, and now he has to enjoy all of his spoils, and by that I mean the rum that he stocked his tiki bar with.
All of his mermaids are stopping by at once.
Well, that it could be that could be part of it as well. But he's doing well, and we'll catch up with Walt eventually. But yeah, I just think CJ's just running a little bit behind today, and he has to join us because we have an interesting little topic to bring up on the air today. Actually, a couple of them. One involving fins, or as non-divers like to call them, flippers. Right? That's if you call them flippers, you're not a diver, Jerry. Right? That's like
that's correct.
That's the big red flag. If you call your fins flippers, you're not talking to a real diver, because that's kind of like a bonehead way to describe your scuba
bonehead
fins.
move.
Yeah, they're not flippers. They're fins. You're a land lover. You're not a diver.
But if you call for flipper, you'll get a dolphin.
Right. Maybe that's why we don't call them that, because we don't want to make that mistake. But there is some. There's actually a new design of flippers, fins, that we're going to talk about and just have a discussion about that. But if that weren't enough, and obviously it's not, this is even more interest to the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad, I would think. And that would be a phrase. I saw this. I got to give props out to Scuba Divers Uncensored on Facebook. Matt and their gang, they get pretty, I don't know, they get pretty colorful out there on Facebook sometimes. And they threw out this topic. Actually, it was from another web service, and I don't have it in front of me because I want to give them proper credit too. But I'll find out about it, whoever started this thread on Scuba Divers Uncensored. But the question is, what phrase is okay to say during sex and as part of a dive briefing? And I was like,
I know that one.
Well, be careful now, Casey. I had to go through the 200 plus posts and come up with a few that I thought were air appropriate.
On the air. I just said I know that one.
Okay, you saw that.
Don't hold your breath.
Well, okay, there's that, I guess. But I pulled out some highlights, and some of them that I thought we could actually share that won't get us kicked off the air. And I thought that was a very creative, way to use social media. I mean, why not? We should, use this.
That's gonna skirt us right.
It might give you, it might give you a little bit more, juice when you're on the dive boat talking to your buddies, and gives you a little conversation starter. Hey, did you ever hear this? And so I figured we'll share some of those highlights today, and maybe come up with a few extras on our own that we can share without being kicked off the air. Is that possible, Casey? He's shaking his head no, as you see on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. Yeah, I know it's going to be a challenge, but we're going to give it a go and see if we can do this.
I think we should treat it like Russian roulette. We'll go around the room, and whoever gets us kicked off is gone.
that is not what we want to do. I don't want to have my finger on the dump button all showtime today. That's not where we want to go with this. We want to share some of these ideas, these little quips, these little nuggets of comedic release for our diving listeners that, they can share and maybe get a chuckle from their dive buddy or whatever. And it'll give them another reason to talk about diving and have some fun at the same time. That is a good thing. Wouldn't you agree, Casey? Come on. Right?
Oh, yes. Yes. No, I agree. That is a wonderful thing. It's kind of like having girls try on the wrong size to start.
What? What do you mean?
When they try on wetsuits, you always give them a small one.
You do? Is that a technique?
Well, I don't personally. I mean,
back in your dive shop owner days, that's what you used to do, Casey? Really?
No.
Oh, you're not a medium. You're an extra small.
Yeah, no, Jerry would probably do that.
Jerry would do that. Okay. Well, obviously we're starting off on the wrong flipper. No, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. Now, we'll get back on track and get this list out to you and share a few chuckles maybe today on the big show. And so stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Conventional underwater scooters can be heavy, unwieldy, and underpowered. At just over 8 pounds and with speeds of up to 7 miles per hour, the Scuba Jet Pro dive scooter is a game changer and fits in your dive bag. The Scuba Jet Pro uses an eco-friendly jet engine with impeller technology. With adapters, it can even power paddleboards, canoes, kayaks, and all kinds of water sports equipment. It's the most versatile scooter you'll ever own. Learn more and get the Scuba Jet Pro at ScubaJet.com. That's ScubaJet.com.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo with a buddy or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio Scuba Cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Hey, baby, what's going down?
Later, nerd.
Are you lacking with the ladies?
Nope.
Enhance your scuba superpowers with a new ScubaRadio hat.
Wow, nice hat.
Just picked it up at ScubaRadio.com.
Buy 2 ScubaRadio hats and get free shipping.
Need a dive buddy, sexy?
Always, and I got a Scuba Radio hat for you, too.
New ScubaRadio hats are now available at ScubaRadio.com.
So cool.
Order yours today, or stay a loser.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hello, this is Koji. I'm a diver, originally from the land of the rising sun. But now, America, my home. You are listening to Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Run! It's Godzilla!
Now, here is someone considered by many to be the Godzilla of diving. Greg the Dive Master, coming Tokyo.
Okay, this is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master, and I have a feeling Koji would find this list of what phrases are okay to say during sex and as part of a dive briefing, and I think he'd find them mildly amusing. And that is the goal.
If we could say them in Japanese, the FCC might let us cruise.
Well, we don't need to do that. I've already kind of self-censored the list that I pulled from over 200 posts on Scuba Divers Uncensored on Facebook. Yeah. So, yeah, they did this. We're basically, just borrowing the idea and pulled out some of the highlights because, we have writers here, and let's be honest. Usually they're Barry's writers, and they're terrible. He's not here today, so I can say that and throw him under the bus accordingly, and that's what I'm going to do. But that said, when you have a plethora of interneters sharing their tidbits and firsthand accounts of what phrases might work when you're making whoopee and during the dive briefing or as part of a dive briefing, you can get pretty creative. You might even chuckle or a time or two. There's a chance. Much more likely than listening to this show.
What dive site do they make whoopee during the dive briefing?
No, I
want
said
to go to that dive site.
No, these are phrases that are okay to say during sex and potentially as part of a dive briefing. Now, CJ's walked in the studio just in the nick of time for this little tidbit.
Oh, boy. Can't wait.
Yeah. So you have a few, I would assume, yourself,
I
right?
saw the list beforehand, so I don't know if I can add to that. There's some pretty good ones in there.
They are. I mean, these are the highlights that I pulled that we can share. There were a few that got a little too colorful, even for Scuba Radio. So, all right, so here's one. We're going to go slow and deep today. All right. Yeah, okay, that's easy. Another one. Don't touch the bottom.
That's no fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, but it's not wise, but I guess it depends on the scenario when it comes to the lovemaking part of that equation.
Is that a mucous membrane of a mermaid part?
I don't know. Casey, don't go there.
That's a good rule. Okay. That's a good rule if you're diving in a silty area.
Yeah, Greg, I told you this was a bad idea.
Yeah, well, see. All right, keep the commentary as clean as possible. All right, Ned threw one out there online that says, "Stay away from the crabs." Oh boy, that's more kind of
actually that'll be by the time there's crabs, it's too late.
Right. Well, maybe
lobsters would be okay though.
Maybe so.
Look at the size of those crabs.
Quiet. These are phrases that are okay to say during lovemaking and as part of a dive briefing. So Pierre,
stay away from the crabs.
Pierre said we'll be doing some penetration. So he's talking about wreck diving, of course.
Sure, yes.
Drew has said, don't go too hard or you'll be out of air fast. That's just good planning, I think. Yeah, I mean, dive your plan or plan your dive, or whatever. Moving on.
Quickly.
First you spit on it, then you rub it, and then you put it on your face.
Wow.
It's your mask.
Graphic.
Your mask, of course, is what he's talking about. Ryan says this is like an instructor phrase that you would use and say during part of a dive briefing. That could also, work for your lovemaking encounters. For this exercise, we need to have at least 2 points of contact with each other. That's,
it's a little dry, a little clinical.
But Casey knows that is an instructor thing. Like if you're doing a scent, doing a skill level, you gotta have, yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Ryan says, they make some noise sometimes when they haven't been serviced recently. Okay. I think he's talking about his, the regulator squeaks. That's what he's talking about, right? And if it's doing it during the other activity, that's a whole different problem, I think. And I don't know how you're going to, we'll just leave that one live.
You
Ryan,
might want to definitely have 2 points of contact if it's squeaking.
Yes. Okay. Ryan has said, the manual says I can only do 8 of you at a time without adding a qualified assistant. That's just, those are
hopeful.
Those are like Patty agency guidelines, I believe, right? Isn't that what it is? You can only do 8 at a time.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Unfortunately.
Okay, once again, these are phrases that you can use or say during your lovemaking and might work in the dive briefing, okay? And we didn't write them, so we're totally off the hook, I believe, legally. Don says we're going to go down and stay down as long as we can, then slowly work our way up around the rocks. That's interesting. Patrick says, when you get to the bottom, check out the giant clam. That's just marine life, right?
Might be.
Golly.
Might be some crabs with it.
Just, oh boy. Moving on. Jerry says, and not Jerry the diver guy. Make sure you rinse your gear when you're done, or it'll start to stink.
That could fall under mine.
And then Jim rounds out the list by saying, once again, this is phrases to say during lovemaking and as part of potential to use during a dive briefing. How much do I owe you? Okay, yeah. So that's the list. Those are the ones that I felt were appropriate, or well, I don't know if appropriate were ones that we could actually share. And they're right there. So it was kind of a little gray area. The line was a little squiggly, maybe. CJ?
How about I'm going to be down for a while?
Okay. That's not...
Welcome to 5th grade humor.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we do. Actually, we didn't do it. See, we just passed it along.
You decided to rebroadcast.
Well, because I wanted to give those people the credit they deserve for coming up with that childish humor, which usually we specialize in. So...
Sadly, yes.
And if we can blame them, we're off the hook. And, some of those could potentially work and make you chuckle.
There's a couple.
Maybe a conversation starter, during your surface interval when you're, on the boat with a bunch of other dive guys. Hey, guys, you ever hear this?
Nice ass.
No, I don't.
That could work for both, couldn't it?
That wasn't.
You're going to rinse that off?
Okay. All right. Well, let's leave it.
That's a good one.
Let's leave it for the social media minions that came up with that stuff.
Got to have a backup plan.
Yeah. Okay. All right. More coming up on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving, flying, and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving, flying, and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why I wanted to tell you about Nanook Professional Protective Cases. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook cases generally cost less than similar products currently on the market. From an iPhone to a full set of dive gear, whatever you need to shield from the elements, Nanook Professional Protective Cases has the size, shape, and color for you. Go to nanook.com. That's NANUK.com for Nanook Professional Protective Cases. The evolution of protection.
Need an escape from reality for a while? Your favorite scuba action star, Mike Scott, is back in an all-new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys: Reefs Under Pressure. From the brilliant mind of author Eric Douglas comes the thriller that started it all. Listen as Mike unravels the death of a girl, the protest of new development, and the systemic destruction of coral reefs, all against the stunning backdrop of Grand Cayman Island. This one's got it all. Submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface. When he was ready and completely relaxed, he wrapped his arms through the straps of the seat cushion and gently slid into the water.
Dive back into adventure with Cayman Cowboys. Also available, Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish. Download all 5 audiobooks now at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, or audible.com.
People, let me tell you about a friend I know. He's got the world's first scuba diving radio show. So now everywhere I am, and everywhere I go, the first thing that I tune to is Scuba Radio.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master, and I think we apologized in advance before we did that last segment. I think we did.
It's just
ridiculous.
Yeah, it was. I mean, but it's just, we have to do things like that every now and then just to kind of
fill time.
Yeah, exactly. Nailed it. And I think it did exactly just that. It's just, all right, hey, somebody turn their mind. What is that? What is it? Someone's listening back to the radio show, and it's coming. Oh, what is wrong with
it's one of these
people?
rank amateurs.
What? I resemble that remark. Okay.
It ain't you.
Oh, it's not. Okay, thank you. All right. Look, we do have a couple
Zoomers.
Other stories to cover other than little comedic, nuggets to share with our passengers or our fellow divers today. And one of them would be a movie that evidently is out there on demand right now. Have you guys heard about any new scuba movies out lately? Anyone? ScubaRadio, Scuba Squad? What do you say? Anybody? Vinny Two Tanks says he has one.
I heard of a movie about a mermaid. It's called Requin.
Requin.
Weird name.
Requin. I don't know what's it. It's a mermaid
It's a shark movie about sharks and people in the water.
I thought you said mermaids.
Weird, never been done.
Well, it's a mermaid, but
what? It's mermaids or sharks, Vinny, or both?
Marmalade.
Shark. I'm sorry, it's sharks.
It's sharks.
But I also saw another movie with mermaids called The King and something.
The King and the Mermaid, maybe.
And he steals a mermaid to steal her life force.
Wow, that sounds pretty intense.
Yeah, mermaids have a life force.
Do they?
I learned that.
Okay,
yes.
Well, ours don't. Well, not at the moment. They're a little under the weather there.
Ours have an aging problem.
An aging problem.
Oh yeah.
Let him step in it.
Just let him. Just let him. I'm just gonna let him waller in that
Give
one.
him enough rope.
Better him than us, right?
Here you
go. Okay. More coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
So I'm going to eliminate Scuba Diver. When I was watching her there on the Secret Studio, her mouth expressions didn't say singer to me. I think Scuba Diver is a bad singer.
So Scuba Diver, let's see your voice!
I need a hero! I'm looking for a hero till the end of the night. And he's gotta be strong, and he's gotta be fast, and he's gotta be fresh from the fight. I need a hero!
You were wonderful!
You were wonderful because you were awful! Scuba Diver, you just won Loretta $10,000! Please give it up for the Scuba Diver.
No one can hear you sing underwater. Well, actually, you can. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Can you delete that one? That's not fun to hear.
What do you mean? It's a clip from a TV show.
You know what
it features scuba diving. They had one of the singers was pretending to be a singer.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah, and I
you need a screening process.
No,
not just anything.
The more, the merrier. Well, if it's about diving, I want to make more people aware of it.
God, we got to hear that.
What?
That horrible singing.
That's
as if yours isn't bad enough.
That is called comedic hijinks.
Yeah,
that is the technical term for that in the biz. There, CJ.
If only it were funny.
Well, not all of them are funny. That's more of kind of like performance art.
Well, you said it's comedic.
Well, I mean, I thought it was funny. You didn't. You thought it was annoying.
Maybe the first time.
It's a subjective outlook.
I've heard it
on
like
that type
30
of
times, and I'm just like, I can't
Man,
hear that anymore.
you got up on the wrong side of the bed today.
I can't hear that anymore. I'm trying to speak for the listeners that can't get through on the phones.
Okay.
They're probably like, oh, my God.
Well, maybe you're more of a movie guy.
Why is he playing that again?
Maybe you're just more of a movie. You would like to maybe see a movie with scuba diving in it. You would watch it for that reason, wouldn't you? Wouldn't that be another enticement?
Not if it sucks.
Well, I didn't say it's not all of them suck. I don't think. There's this new movie called The Deep House. I have not seen it. This isn't from the list of what you can have or say on
Deep House.
You know, on a dive
Is this a
briefing
major
and during your lovemaking.
major movie, or is this some kind of like crappy?
Is this the one where the king steals the mermaid?
No.
I talked about that one earlier.
Yeah, no, that was Vinny's thing. No, this popped up on my radar. It supposedly got an okay review, especially on the underwater filming aspect of the film. It's evidently out there now on streaming services or something. I don't know where it is exactly, but it's called The Deep House, and it's a horror movie like The Haunted House. It's called The Deep House. What? What's wrong, man? You don't like this idea? It's an underwater haunted house.
Just me. I'm not a fan of horror movies.
You're really?
Yeah, but it's got
I'm
a
out.
scuba twist.
Don't care.
CJ is a scaredy cat. CJ is a scaredy cat.
I just don't worship the devil like you.
What?
It's fine. It's fine. Enjoy burning in hell.
No, that you can have some fun.
No, embrace it. That's
no,
it.
there's. I don't think there's any devils in this Deep House movie. I think it's, evidently the plot is like some
promoting evil
YouTubers that are like have one of those kind of online ghost hunting shows.
Oh, if they're annoying, maybe we want them dead. That could be good.
Well, that's usually a particular line of a plot twist for those type of
maybe I'm back
for that genre of movie. And they found out there was evidently a dive or something underwater that had sunk. Whether it was like ruins or something.
A small flooded town at the bottom of the lake.
Oh, are you reading this now, or you just came up with that?
No,
Casey?
I just made it up.
Okay, I think you're accurate. And so they go down with the idea of filming this. What's that, Jerry?
It's just a house.
Okay.
A house underwater.
Okay, so you did look it up. Are you making that up too?
No, I looked it up.
Okay, so they go down, they film it for their streaming channel for their haunted thing.
Cheating dog.
And, all hell breaks loose. But supposedly the underwater filming of this adventure is I don't know. I read something that's like, hey, this is pretty good stuff from a diving perspective.
So it didn't look fake, like it was shot in a pool on a soundstage?
Correct.
Cool.
So, but I don't know. I didn't see it. I can't give it my personal, seal of approval necessarily, or give it 2 fins up. But
so this is a sunken house at the bottom of a not murky lake, which has plenty of sunshine for filming.
Okay.
So step number one, find out what streaming service it's on. Step number 2, watch it, and then let us know.
No, I will not do this
next week.
So you're not going to watch it.
I know. We'll all watch it and then send book reports to.
Well, no, I'm throwing it out there because evidently some of the spooky elements of it, they kind of allude to the fact, like, the visibility go down to 0 because they stir up the viz, just like you were talking about there, Casey. And if that's the case,
it's 0 viz. It is fairly spooky,
right? And if they do that, that is kind of like a real diver thing. And
a lot of blood would screw up some viz.
Well, I don't think it's blood.
Paint
I mean,
it green anyway.
Just silt. If it's at the bottom of the lake,
genre.
It's not going to take much to stir things up, just like it would in a cave and stuff like that. And that's pretty spooky
and they
stuff.
probably have the scene where as the silt is stirred up, the skeleton appears.
Okay.
No, it's the ghost.
It's a ghost. See, it's an underwater ghost, or it's the ghost of a diver, or a mermaid. I don't know. Jerry's looking at. He's looking at the script. He's trying to read it.
It's a French film, so
it's French.
That explains.
Sacre bleu!
Oh well, I mean, it should be. That would just add another Cousteau accent type thing to it.
Jerry's out. You'd have to read the subtitles.
Well, we can read subtitles for him sometimes, so we still talk to him.
There's
still
people
watch
that I don't even know who's in this film. There's nobody.
People you don't know, Jerry? Oh my God!
I know.
Huh? Well, I mean, in his circle of movie stars, there's the cast of the Dukes of Hazzard.
People I've never heard of.
Who else? Anyone?
Andy Griffith Show.
Yeah.
All those Mountain Dew makers.
And Blue Collar Comedy Tour.
Okay. Yeah. The old cable guy. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, it's out there called The Deep House. Check it out, and let us know. I'll take a look. I'll try to find it and see if I can check it out. But or you could do it, CJ. Would you do that?
I'm watching that.
No. That doesn't.
In the kitchen, they discover a door blocked by a large
you just don't like horror movies, period, though, because you get
Not a
scared,
fan.
because it makes you nervous.
I don't enjoy being on edge.
You don't. Well,
I'd rather. I like action. I like drama.
yeah.
I don't mind if there's some gore.
You like
for the story.
comedic, romantic comedies?
Not really.
Chick flicks?
No.
Actually, CJ was kind of right on the money with the satanic thing with it.
Well, there's what? There's a
With the satanic thing.
Why? Because they're
With the
French and they're saying satanic too? Or
Well, it
what?
says in one of the plots here, it says in the kitchen they discover a door blocked by a large cross, and upon opening it, they enter a room containing 2 corpses in chains and torture masks suspended above a satanic pentagram, and a side room filled with pickled human body parts.
This is all underwater.
Did he say pickled human
did.
body parts?
He did.
Pickled.
You know, I think it's more amusing to just have him read the summary.
Exactly. Maybe that would make it for we wouldn't
Save
have
us. Yeah.
Yeah. We wouldn't have to watch it.
Continue. Is there more?
The Deep House, narrated by Jerry the Diver
This
Guy.
could be a new feature. We have him read the summaries.
Yeah.
The synopsis.
I really
Synopsis.
need to watch it because I like to eat Pickles pig's ear. So this
Okay.
might be-
Yeah. You know, when you,
That's odd.
Y'all call me a hillbilly.
Actually, I do.
Okay. Yeah.
Freaking nasty.
So
it's
why
a
don't you pickle
delicacy.
that pumpkin and eat
that's
that?
I think it might be pickled already.
That's no delicacy. I used to
gotta
have
eat a
bars
pickled
of that
pumpkin.
in my
Yeah.
bar.
He
It
brought
was
Harry
bad.
out. Harry is
Amen.
now watching us all on YouTube and Facebook Live and Twitch. Wow, that's that.
There's got to be something.
Talk about a horror movie.
Yeah, there's got to be something like that thing's possessed.
Exactly.
How does it stay looking so fresh for so long?
Right. I think
Unless it was supernatural.
He
Yeah,
hasn't punched a hole in it yet.
there was some kind of satanic ritual that Vinny performed on that pumpkin, is my guess. And you know, because he didn't bring it to see me. You know, I went out all the way out to California to visit Harry, the pumpkin, Vinny's pumpkin that he painted there for Halloween that still exists, which is I think is scientifically impossible. That is,
You know,
still,
it's probably a good thing you didn't see it in person.
right. It
because
probably would have transferred its satanic personality or whatever.
Yeah, it's hideously
Yeah.
ugly, and if you lay naked eyes on it, you could be cursed.
I think you're right. Maybe Vinny was looking out for me.
It could be like
What
some
if
kind of
it's
voodoo
related
pumpkin.
I'll tell you what. I think there's a movie here. Harry,
The cursed pumpkin.
the satanic pumpkin from
The pickled
Vinny-
pumpkin.
The pickled pumpkin. See,
The devil's pit.
we don't
pickled
need Hollywood.
pumpkin.
They need us.
Scuba Radio.
Would you like to talk diving? Greg the Dive Master's all toweled down and ready to take your call now. Call Scuba Radio at 1-888-88-SCUBA.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo with a buddy or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater. Dive computers for demanding divers.
Do you have a message or a product that you'd like to share with the diving world? Well, look no further than Scuba Radio. Just like you, thousands of diving enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to ScubaRadio.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter. Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hi, I'm Captain Slate from Captain Slate's Atlantis Dive Center in Florida, and you're listening to my good buddy and dive pal, Greg the Dive Master, from the world's first radio show devoted to diving, Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio. I love it.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Greg the Dive Master, CJ in the studio, Scuba Radio, Scuba Squad connected via the web. That was Captain Slate. He was hanging with the Dive God this week.
He loves singing that jingle.
He does. He does it better than our singers.
He does it every time we see him. We roll up on the boat and he goes, Scuba Radio.
Yeah. I called him and Neil. They were traveling together, and he had me on the speakerphone. And before I could even say hi to Slade, I heard Scuba Radio, and then he's like, "Brr," which is his recall. Yeah, he has this massive belch that only Captain Slate can pretty much,
produce.
Yeah, I mean it's like his recall
On cue.
On cue, he can. Well, I mean he's constantly recalling people. It's impressive, or he's just a little gassy. I don't know, but it is very, very loud. It echoes through the valleys when he's on the surface, and then underwater. Underwater.
It's like the incredible Mr. Limpet.
It is. It's an impressive, feat. He could be in like Ripley's Believe It or Not. I bet he, the decibel level of his belches.
Do you have any? Do you have any audio of that? You must have some somewhere.
I have it somewhere. I don't have it handy.
God, if only this was a radio show.
Yeah. No, years ago, we do have a clip of his belch. We do have it. And little behind the scenes thing, we were playing it on the air, and somebody complained. They were like, "Why are you playing some guy belching on the radio constantly?" I'm like, "It's Captain Slate." "I don't care. It's disgusting." I was like, "Have you listened to our show? That is the last thing in the world that you should be complaining about."
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
You offended his delicate sensibilities.
I guess. But, when I explained to him who it was, okay.
How about this then?
It's a dive safety recall. Yeah. Anyway, this Deep House movie, I kind of like the synopsis of it, especially when Jerry the Diver guy reads it. Do you want to read it again? Read that paragraph real quick, Jerry.
No, it's okay. I'm done off of it.
I gave him the floor. I gave him an opportunity to be a star, and he just totally blew it off. I can't believe it.
I don't want to be a star. I just want to be me.
Boy, there's something seriously wrong.
You know what it is?
Guy.
He's sober today.
You're watching way too many movies.
Yeah.
Jerry has just always been a humble man.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he is. He's not drinking. You're not drinking right now, are you?
I thought I saw water.
No.
Yeah, because I did talk to him last night, and you were into like your 12th beer or something. Is that what you said?
No.
Don't know.
Have him reach over to the right side of that microphone and pick up that bottle of Baker's Park.
Got a little hair of the dog going on there.
There we go.
Whoa!
Not been opened yet.
Oh, it ain't been. Man, he got at the good stuff.
You're just a sissy.
Well, I just got it.
You just got it. Okay. All right. Well. Anyway.
I had a long night last night.
Yeah, he sounded like he was a little bit. I I don't know.
What's his name?
Socially lubricated.
It was probably, I don't know, 30-some, 40-some cups of beer.
Yeah, where is Barry
Don't
today?
touch the bottom.
Yeah, you notice Barry is mysteriously missing. Yeah, we don't have the Jerry and Barry show. We only have one of them.
Not here?
You're the only one who survived, evidently, last night. You wore him out. All right, moving on.
Okay, I'm going. See y'all.
Oh, golly. So
I hate you.
I hate rabbits.
We don't need no stinking horror movie about diving. We got Jerry and the Scuba
Barry.
Radio Scuba Squad. And, yeah, anyway. But I think the synopsis of this film, since he doesn't want to read it, I'll read it because I do think it's kind of a I kind of like the idea.
Deep house, isn't that like a genre of music?
Well, you could think that, but it's supposed to be like the deep house as opposed to the haunted house.
Shouldn't you get CJ to read it? That is his gig.
Well, I could, but he can't read.
I'm not reading that for free.
Yeah.
There's only so much I can do for free on the
All
weekends.
Right. Well, here it is. The Deep House follows Ben and Tina, a couple that visit haunted places to create content for their streaming video channel. Ben's more invested than is Tina, but their shared interests lead them to a house found on the bottom of a lake. The place was flooded some years ago in the past, and the town that was there is now underwater. The house in question is found there nearly intact. So they go down, dive, and then
Now, where can we find this if we want to watch it?
just do a search on your streaming
It doesn't
channels
say
for the
on
Deep
there?
House. It just says it's now available out on demand and stuff.
That's no help at all.
Well, you just once again do a search on the Deep House. It'll come up.
If you
Why
can't
is it so
find
hard?
it, I'll send you a link.
Okay, no, I don't want it. I don't want the link. I would prefer to
He's
search.
not trying
on
to be
my own.
helpful in any way.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at it, on any service you do. I don't know if it's on Netflix or what, but it's out there somewhere. Just Google it. It's what everybody
I want
does.
the location of the lake. I want to dive and
Lake
actually
Titicaca.
see this house.
Yeah, I'm sure it's based on. It sounds like a true story, right? No.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Look, we're going to talk about fins. Has there been some new developments in that sector of the dive industry? Maybe. We got that in the Dive God in hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Stay close.
Drop good stove. They all love Scuba Radio. On the boat or down below, if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio.
This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.
Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life. under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to Hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master, and I apologize for Hour 1.
You people are fantastic.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, one person liked it, so we'll just take that as a win.
I have heard you called a sorry sack of you-know-what. So I don't know if that has anything to do with your apology.
Rebreather absorbent?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what, or at least we're on the same page. CJ in the studio with me. I am Greg the Dive Master, and then we have Scuba Radio, Scuba Squad connected via the web, Bubble Boy, Casey the Tobacco Nut, Vinny the Two Tanks, and Jerry the Diver Guy.
In Spanish, dos
One and
tanks.
only.
Yes, the one and only. If there was more than Jerry the Diver Guy.
Can you imagine if he was twins?
Oh, God. Oh.
God help us. That would be
I'd
it.
have to kill my other.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I mean, with that kind of staff, obviously we need serious help. So I've recruited the Dive God to help us kick off Hour 2.
I thought you said serious help.
Yes, that's exactly what I said.
He smokes cigars and drinks rum on an island. How serious can that be?
Well, he's a pro. We needed a pro.
But
So,
six guys never made it, though.
Well, that's true.
6 guys never made it, though.
okay.
Yeah.
You said that once already, and we had no idea what it meant. But thank you, Vinny.
Oh, I
Don't
thought you
touch the bottom.
did. Yeah, it means don't touch the bottom.
Okay. All right. Yeah, well, the crew is, I don't know what they're going to blame it on, but we're just going to move on and talk to the Dive God. Neil Watson. Neil, how are you, buddy?
Dude, I'm great, but I'm dragging out my 7mm wetsuit with the hood. It's
Yes.
cold.
It's cold across the entire U.S. right now, but here in Florida, where we're based out of, we're having a cold front come through, and it's freaking us out when we see temperatures in the 50s during the day and down in the 30s in the evening. Even down in South Florida, that's happening. So much so that not only is it a little on the chilly side for the divers, the iguanas that you guys have down there are having issues. Is that right, Neil?
Dude, we'll be raiding iguanas tomorrow.
Raining
Absolutely.
iguanas. So what they
Raiding
do...
iguanas. It's snowing in the Northeast and raining iguanas in South Florida.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have the iguanas, these big old green iguanas. We don't have them in Orlando. But just like, I don't know, it's like Jupiter South or something. It gets warm, and they've infested the entire south part of Florida. And when it gets, we have these cold fronts, this happened a couple of years ago, the iguanas freeze because they're cold-blooded reptiles, and they freeze solid and like fall out of the trees or something. Is that what's going on down there, Neil, or what?
Yeah, man, they fall out of the last time we had it, they'd fall down on my deck, and then I guess they thought my pool was warm. They'd dive into the pool and then just go into shock and sink to the bottom.
Yeah.
And I'd dip them out, and the thing is, they absolutely look dead. You pick them up, they're stiff and whatever.
Yeah.
So you throw them out in the driveway, and when the asphalt heats up, they come back to and go take it off. But,
wow, they reanimate. It's alive.
Yeah, they're alive.
Wow. Yeah, so they literally freeze in the bottom of Neil's pool, and he throws them out like it's like an iguana popsicle. I mean, but they look like they're dead. I've seen the video and pictures of these things. And people are throwing them out in their garbage, and then a couple hours later, the things come back to life and freak out everybody. It's like they're just being cryologically or what is it? Cryologically? No. What is it?
Yeah, I got that park
Frozen.
right behind my house, and there'll probably be 30 or 40 of them tomorrow laying around.
Yeah. Wow.
Cryogenically.
That's it. They're cryogenically preserved with the cold and then reanimate. That's kind of freaky. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know Neil was an iguana wrangler.
Well, yeah, he is. I mean,
It's gonna be Iguana Stew It's a Dive God Love Shack.
Okay, all right. There you go. So
They are good to eat.
Yeah, well, we were talking about this on one of our other shows this week. Yeah, what part of the iguana do you eat? Is that one of those things you eat the tail? It is
The ears.
No, it's the tail, Benny. It's not the ears. They don't even have ears. Actually, I don't think. Not ears like a dog. They have like internal type ears, I think.
Iguana spare rib.
They're also, boy, talking about free divers. My dog would chase them in the pool.
Yeah.
They'll lay on the bottom of the pool a good 30 minutes. You're sure they're dead. And then they'll come up and scurry away.
Wow.
Great breath holders.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be kind of interesting. I mean, I dove with iguanas in the Galapagos. They have those swimming iguanas there in the Galapagos. But these green iguanas they have in South Florida, I mean, they're not generally in the waterways swimming around. They stay out on the surface and on the boat docks and things like that. And they poop just like a goose.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they create quite a nuisance.
Under the pool, under the cars, they're nasty.
Yeah, but right now they're frozen solid. Or overnight, it's kind of a weird
Just
thing.
talk to Captain Wald about them.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. He has a way to eliminate them. It turns into a whole thing. But anyway, enough about frozen iguanas. I mean, we got some plans maybe to run over to Bimini or get on the Virgin boat. I mean, how's diving been over there in Bimini last week or two?
Yeah, man, it's been great. Neil Jr. Was at West End doing the tiger sharks for 2 or 3 weeks. He's back in Bimini now, and the hammerheads are rocking and rolling along with all the other, the bull sharks are migrating now as well, and of course we've always got the Caribbean reef sharks. So yeah, it's my fun time of year. The water's a little cool, but it's worth the trade-off to dive with these amazing animals.
Well, yeah, it's hammerhead season in Bimini right now, but I didn't know, is it tiger shark season 2 on the West End, or are they there all year round?
They're there all year round, more when it's cooler, but they are there all year round.
Okay.
The bull sharks migrate just like the hammerheads, though. They come in. I mean, we'll have them every day at we've got the cage at the dock, and
right.
And they'll be there every day, and then one day they're just not.
Yeah, they just they like to winter in the Bahamas, as a lot of tourists do, and you can take advantage of that and see these hammerheads and bull sharks up close and personal. It's a pretty thing. I kind of wonder, maybe you ought to start bagging all these frozen iguanas in South Florida and shipping them over to Bimini for chum.
I tell you what, those sharks eat better than I do.
Yeah, I bet.
Boy, we spend some money on chum.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it'd make it to the chum bucket though, because like I said, people eat those iguanas. It's kind of a delicacy in the Caribbean, isn't it? They can't even keep them on the islands.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah, but I bet the sharks would like that too. But anyway. All right. Well, we have that. We're going to work on that in a couple weeks. Hopefully have some news for everybody here soon. We're looking at maybe even, reaching out or taking advantage of that Virgin Atlantic cruise ship that stops off at Bimini and do part of that, because they come over there and work with Neil Jr. as well. If you're on the cruise ship, like Casey has done, he did that, that run.
Excellent. Fun trip.
Yeah. You'd give it 2 fins up, Casey, right?
2 fins up. Okay. Yes.
So we may have to make that happen.
By the way, Neil, did you ever get your cigar from that dive guide?
No,
I have not. I have not.
What are the odds?
Your staff just blindsided you, buddy.
Yeah. Well,
it's been a while since I was over. They might have forgot about it, but I got it. I got a note now to chase it down.
Okay.
I'm gonna have my son check on it.
I think it's time for a replacement.
I think it's gone by now.
Yeah, contact UPS for a refund on shipping.
Due to a small fire, I'm afraid it might have gotten burnt up.
Yep. Well, there's that.
Smoked.
Okay.
They could be in my son's humidor. I got to follow up.
All right. Well, we will see. Maybe we'll go over there together and see how that works out. But Neil, I'll let you get back to it. Thanks for the update, and go get some. Go take care of those raining iguanas.
I'll take pictures. I'll send you video.
Yes, absolutely. There you go. All right.
The iguana graveyard.
Yes, it's raining iguana. Wait, what do you wear? I don't know, raincoat when it's raining iguanas, or what would you wear? Wear a sheet.
Beats the hell out of me.
Yeah. All right, more coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Conventional underwater scooters can be heavy, unwieldy, and underpowered. At just over 8 pounds and with speeds of up to 7 miles per hour, the Scuba Jet Pro dive scooter is a game changer and fits in your dive bag. The Scuba Jet Pro uses an eco-friendly jet engine with impeller technology. With adapters, it can even power paddleboards, canoes, kayaks, and all kinds of water sports equipment. It's the most versatile scooter you'll ever own. Learn more and get the Scuba Jet Pro at ScubaJet.com. That's ScubaJet.com.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of ScubaRadio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures ScubaRadio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer, and Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Taric is the best, most intuitive, and reliable wristwatch-sized dive computer on the market. Check it out in the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hi, my name is Lisette, and I will be your bartender at Titico Bar in Seba. Come on and see me. But until then, keep listening to Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. And now, here is a one sexy man, Ray, the dive master.
There you go. There you go. He only took 3 drinks and 2 tequila shots.
Yeah, that's what it takes.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am the sexy man, Greg the Dive Master. And I don't think there's anything else you got to say about that. CJ just kicked back. He's
self-proclaimed.
No, it was.
You just said it.
No, Lisette said that in St. the Tipsy Boat.
You told her what to say.
Tipsy Goat.
You feed her lines.
You weren't there.
I know how this works.
No, you don't. Jerry was there. He knows. He saw it. He knows what
Is that
happened.
what Jerry said about you?
No, that's what Lisette said. It was the bartender
Lisette
at
also
the.
said that she likes me too.
Well, she
Or
was
she
drunk.
did Greg.
She was obviously drunk at that point.
So Lisette has no taste.
Okay.
No, she has great taste.
All right. Well, let's move on. We're going to talk about scuba fins, not flippers, fins. That's how you know a non-diver is they refer to their fins as flippers. That's the sure sign that this person has not been instructed properly, because that's a novice mistake to refer to them as flippers. They are not flippers. They are fins. And so let that be a little lesson to our non-diving listeners. There's a few of them. It's kind of interesting. I get feedback, via email and stuff on the show. periodically from a lot of people that aren't, they're listening to our goofy little show sometimes, even when they don't dive, which is, we welcome you. We, once again, we're always trying to bring our little dive club to make it bigger. So please know that you are always welcome to take the plunge and to join us. Despite us,
it can
be a lot of fun.
He's not trying to make fun of you. He's trying to educate you.
Right. And make you more hip, cool, connect with today's youth. Happen. Get hip to their jive. And now you know what to do. So when it comes to fins, over the years, we've been doing Scuba Radio for 25 years. It really, to me, honestly, there's not been a huge innovation in fin technology other than maybe split fins.
About force fin.
Well, give me a sec, Vinny. And force fins have been around for years and years. And the thing about the force fins is that they're shorter, stubby, look kind of like a whale tail. Bob Evans, good friend of the show, ingenious. He's just a crazy genius.
They're great for traveling because they're smaller.
Right. And I'm always looking for that type of element because, we travel a lot for Scuba Radio generally. I haven't been doing it as much the last couple of years, but we're getting ready to get back on the horse and hit the road, hit the trail.
You're traveling by horse?
Yeah. Whatever it takes. And weight matters. And, getting your gear as tight and concise and lightweight as possible does make a difference. Force fins can foot that bill. They've come out with many models over the years that kind of do that. And some of the manufacturers, they're coming up with, out with lighter materials and things like that. But other than like split fins, which, you may or may not like that particular design, I'm not a big fan of the split fins. That was like the big thing that came out, I'd say, probably about 15 years ago. And they were like, this is going to revolutionize the dive industry. And the reality is that, some people like them, but honestly, they didn't really work for me that well. I used them for a while, but I went back to my force fins and once again, lighter, smaller, to get you around. But when it comes down to it, it's just there to give you propulsion underwater. They don't have to be super fancy necessarily, but they do need to be, for me, if you're traveling a lot, you want something light, portable, and easy to throw in a dive bag. So there's this new design that's been in development for some time called, I don't know what they're exactly called, but they're a folding design. I guess maybe they're just going to call them folding fins. Exotech is the brand or the company that's making these out of Poland, of all places. And I will say there is some similarity to a design that Bob Evans from Force Fin came out with years ago, where the actual fin blade material was like a fabric that would lay flat. And and he did those for a little while. They weren't really like the mainstream force fin design, but they dabbled in this type of thing for a while. Once again, to make stuff easy to pack, you could actually pack these fabric force fins flat in your suitcase or your dive bag, and the foot pocket would actually lay flat too, so it was pretty convenient. But they didn't fold per se, but the material of the blade was like a fabric material, and I can't really tell from these folding fins. It looks like it's some kind of fabric or Kevlar kind of thing that folds, but the entire fin pocket actually has a like a crease through, or a split through the middle, and you take out this little, flip this little nut, and then they fold in half, and then
you got to flip the nut.
Exactly, you flip the nut. So, and then it turn, the fins turn into kind of like a long skinny tube kind of thing.
I heard that these fins were made out of Polish sausage.
That would be appropriate.
Eat them as a snack.
I'm sure that was the inspiration that led to this particular design, because they do kind of fold up into kind of like a
and after you get out of the ocean, it's a salty snack.
I'm in. I want one. I want a pair. I'm hungry.
What, the sausage or the fins?
Yes.
I want a pair of fins that I can swim with and then eat them.
Okay,
Perfect.
well, that's a whole different thing. I mean, making dive
Sausage
gear
fins.
out of edible materials might be a thing. Hey, might
Maybe we
roll-ups.
could Make
Yeah.
some fins
I
out
think
of potato chips.
I think CJ's onto something.
I'm
Okay.
always onto something.
All right. So that
I'm
would
on
be
something. What'd you say?
a little bit of both. But
I hear
yeah,
you.
Oh, is that
but
it?
these folding force fins or folding fins, I mean, they look interesting. I mean, I got to say, I took a good look at them online. I mean, I haven't seen them in person.
First folding chairs, now folding fins.
Look at it. It
What
only
will they
took
think of next?
years and years. But it, they've been in development evidently for some time, and they had a military contract for a while, and so this is going to be the first, consumer level version of this particular design coming out of Poland. So, I mean, you see this on the computer. What do you think, CJ? You think?
Well, your head's in the way, so back up.
Well, I mean,
There we go.
you heard me describe it with the folding nut and everything. What else do you want from me?
Well, leaves a little to be desired.
Okay. You'll look at it during the break. We'll talk more about it next. See if this could be the next new thing for scuba diving.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo with a buddy or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Do you have a message or a product that you'd like to share with the diving world? Well, look no further than Scuba Radio. Just like you, thousands of diving enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to ScubaRadio.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
People, let me tell you about a friend I know. He's got the world's first scuba diving radio show. So now everywhere I am, and everywhere I go, the first thing that I tune to is Scuba Radio.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Greg the Dive Master, CJ in the studio. And then we have a Scuba Radio Scuba Squad connected via the web.
Pardon me.
We're divers.
Meant to hit the mute button there.
A little more gassy than usual. But right on cue. Casey the Tobacco Nut. And actually, was that just a throwback to Captain Slate? Maybe
No, that was.
You were recalling the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad with that belch, I believe, is the technical.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Bubble Boy, Vinny Two Tanks, Jared the Diver Guy. They're checking out these folding fins that I came across this week. They've been in development for some time. But I don't know. I mean, we haven't seen much innovation, I believe, in the fin world for some time. Maybe we're due.
Definitely.
I mean, I kind of like the idea of being able to, fold them up and make
Greg,
them
I
more
have a
compact.
great idea.
Okay, Casey, go.
I think you need to approach them and tell them you have a specific team of highly qualified divers who will field test these for a simple pair of fins per diver. And then in 1 year, after our travels are over, we will all help them enhance the product.
Never will happen. No, not going to.
It says they have a biometric membrane.
Does that mean they're edible?
Could be, Vinny.
Fry them real crispy.
Yeah.
Try and see.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, see, that'd be the feedback they'd get from our crew. Like, we love the idea, but if they were only edible.
No, what you do is you take a frozen iguana. You put that in there when you want them to remain stiff.
Excuse me?
And then when you're ready to fold them up, you pull the frozen iguana out, and then they fold up.
CJ's got it.
Or if it was edible, you could look at it as like a taco
and
shell.
Iguanas have fun. They're underwater going, woo!
Hey, we could
They're
do
fun.
that
They have
to
fun.
describe the colors. Like, instead of saying red fins, they're barbecued. Instead of saying yellow, they're quesadilla.
Okay, I have no idea what everybody's blurting out at this point. Let's reset. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
So they say, put your mask on, take a deep breath, suck. Okay, I got it on. Then they give you this tube that you stick in your mouth, and the rest of the tube is supposed to stick out of the water at all times. This is very important information.
A mask in a tube and a ping pong ball was standard equipment, they said. A mask in a tube and a ping pong ball suspended over my head. Glung, glung, pop, pink, pink, pong, pong, glung, glung, pop, pong, pong, pink, pink.
Damn, that was annoying.
How I ever swallowed the ping pong ball is still a mystery to me. But somehow the ball got in the tube, it was really the end of me. Glung, glung, pop, pink, pink, pong, pong, glung. Get
that crap out of here.
Well, now that I'm stuck on the ocean bed, I feel as though I belong. Cause now I'm breathing just like a fish, and the fish all play ping pong. Glung, glung, pop. Pink, pink, pong, pong. Glung, glung, pop. Pong, pong. Pink, pink, glung, glung, pop.
Quieter.
Pink, pink, pong, pong. Glung, glung, pop. Pong, pong.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. That was a little ditty about, I believe, snorkeling that involved a ping pong ball.
Someone loves
I
their
hope
spring
so.
delay.
But yeah, I mean, they all can't be winners, and we apologized in advance. But I don't know, it sets the mood.
Closer to the truth to be, none of them are winners.
Okay. Well, we're trying to make everybody look equally crappy. That's kind of like...
Sounds like communism.
Yeah, we're bringing them down. I mean, we're divers. I mean, it's
You're bringing me down. You're bumming me out.
Why? Why? What?
With those crappy songs.
Oh, come on, lighten up, will you?
Sometimes
What
I
happened
just...
to our good rock and roll song?
Yeah, sometimes I just ask myself, why am I here?
Because you have nothing better to do.
That's sad.
Yes.
Yeah, it's probably...
That is really sad.
Yeah.
Today was not... Yeah, today I did, but that's why I was late. But
What else are you going to do but gather around with a bunch of losers?
I'm going to go kill myself.
Okay,
No.
we're kidding. We're having a blast.
Exactly what I told myself when I retired. I think I'll go join some losers.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a loser. You know why? Because I have a Scuba Radio hat.
That's right. That's right. Or a new rash guard from last week. Which
I don't know what happened to that.
You were able to look at one. You weren't allowed to
I
have it.
already wore that rash guard out, did you?
No, he
I did put it on.
I let him look at it
You got
and
a
try it
rash
on.
Whoever
with that
gets
rash
it,
guard.
Yeah,
Better wash it.
They're pretty high quality. They were nicer than we expect. They're now available at ScubaRadio.com from Deeply Designs. So check them out. But getting back to these folding fins, I want to talk about this a little bit more. And maybe, because one of the things we've done here on the show over the years is we've covered a ton of new innovative, dive gear, whether it's a new computer, maybe from like Shearwater Research, or they are all, they just came out with their new version of their Terek. I forget what the name. The Journeyman, yes. That looks very impressive. You can check it out at shearwater.com. Or, these folding fins and different types of wetsuits made out of this material, that material. I mean,
don't forget about Scuba Jet.
Of course. Yeah, the Scuba Jets, dive propulsion vehicles.
Vinny on point today.
Yeah, he's paying attention. But I think we may have come up with $1 million idea, possibly as a joke. But you know what? There might be something here.
Million pesos, maybe.
No. I mean, you mentioned that these folding fins are coming out of Poland, and they kind of form into the shape when they're folded up to look like a Polish sausage. You were making it funny. I think what we call in the biz a lame attempt at humor.
Right, which is my specialty. If you don't know that by now.
And but despite that, I was like, hey, you know what? That kind of triggered me a little bit. I think, what if you had...
Probably be easier to start with an edible snorkel.
Well, exactly. That's where I'm going. Why hasn't someone done an edible snorkel? Yeah, I mean, is that far-fetched? I mean, sure, edible fins, that's not realistic.
Take a big old kielbasa and poke a hole
No. But, they're making, different types of products out of, edible, material. Like a few years ago, and they're out there now. They haven't really caught on, but there was this beer company down in South Florida that came up with the 6-pack plastic things, the 6-pack connectors. I don't know. What do you call them? The things that holds a 6-pack together, the plastic piece that birds choke on and stuff, right? That plastic is a big problem. You don't cut it and you throw it into the garbage. It gets out into the environment. Birds eat it and they choke and blah, blah. It's bad, right?
Right.
Well, this beer company created a version of that made out of an edible material that's actually left over from, beer production. It's like a
crusty
byproduct.
Yeast.
Yeah, it's a byproduct, but it's actually
yeast.
Edible.
Like crackers.
You could eat it. Yeah, it is. It's actually like a hard cracker.
Hard Scrabble.
Well, it's actually it's similar to hardtack. Have you ever heard of hardtack?
Yeah,
that the pirates
disgusting.
Used to drink and the Royal Navy used to drink.
Now, do you have to
old sailors
dip it in something to soften it up?
Well, yeah, you can, or you eat it like
Hardtack wasn't what they drank.
No, it wasn't. But it was it was like a.
It's what they ate.
It was like a dry cookie kind of thing that pirates and stuff.
Sounds like it's
eat.
like a dog biscuit.
But I'm saying the hardtack is similar to this product that they used and formed into a 6-pack holding container thing, and it was a byproduct of the beer production that they were using. They were able to recycle this into this product that is very much edible, not just for marine life. Like if it ended up in the environment, birds could eat it and it wouldn't hurt them. You could actually eat it. It was a food product even.
Have you tried it?
No, because I'm not a big cookie guy myself, but I'm saying, what if you took that same product and you turned it into a snorkel that would last, for say, all the cruise shippers that are, they're renting snorkels or they're buying a mask and snorkel, and hey, we're going to give you this biodegradable snorkel that you can, let it it'll work for a couple hours and it's going to get all mushy and turn into food for the fish, or you can eat it, stick it in your mouth and eat it.
Snorkel, that
Nothing.
would be problematic.
Nobody sees this.
That would be
Nobody
problematic,
sees
Craig.
the big
I'm just
picture.
gonna let that be.
I'm no lawyer,
Yeah.
but I think you're going to have some issues with if it becomes mushy at a certain point. Someone's going to use it too long and suffocate if it becomes too mushy.
No,
Water's going to get in. They're going to choke and die.
No, they won't do that.
And then your ass will be dragged into court, and you're going to rot in prison.
No, you break the seal. It's good for a couple hours, and that's more than enough time to last you through your snorkel adventure.
They make those puffed potato chips. Maybe the same thing. We can make a long tube.
I don't know what you're talking
Sounds flimsy.
about. Yeah, that doesn't. I'm telling you.
I'm not the engineer. I'm just the idea guy.
I am the idea guy. My idea actually has merit, and you guys are just kind of poo-pooing on my parade.
And we're trying to help you.
No, you're poo-pooing.
We're trying to help you avoid prison.
So, okay.
Greg, you wouldn't last 5 seconds in a federal penitentiary.
Why did it have to go there, really?
I'm trying to help you.
Open up and say,
I'm not going to go.
You got to see the big picture. You got to look 5 steps
It's
ahead.
$1 million idea. I'm telling you what,
it's not.
if I don't produce this, someone listening right now is going to go, you know what? As crazy as that sounds, I could do this.
But don't make it become mushy.
Well, I'm just saying it has to
stay rigid.
Well, okay, that's
don't
what
get
she said.
judgmental about it.
And but the thing is, it just depends on how you process the thing. You can make it last longer, sure. I mean, but if you were using it as a product, like these snorkels they give to cruise ship passengers at their private island, and they let them go snorkel for an hour. I mean, it doesn't have to last that long, just long enough for them to have some fun. And then, you set them down on the table and everyone has a snorkel buffet. No? Dip them in chocolate. Use them as, like biscottis for your coffee.
Make the different colors, different flavors.
Maybe. Color of the rainbow. They could be made out of that, like Skittle material. That's pretty hard.
No rainbows.
I'm
Very
just
manly
saying.
of you, Greg.
What's wrong? Hey, you don't like Skittles? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm not a 6-year-old child.
Well,
Although, I know I act like it sometimes.
Well, exactly. That's why he fits into this crew so well. Bubble Boy, what say you?
Greg, why can't we tap into the talent right here on the show? Okay, we got Casey, the tobacco nut, and we got Vinny, 2 tanks. Why can't you two get together and make some kind of, instead of spare air, like a spare cigar tank that you could smoke a cigar while you're scuba diving?
Scuba Radio.
Would you like to talk diving? Greg the Dive Master's all toweled down and ready to take your call now. Call Scuba Radio at 1-888-88-SCUBA.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater. Dive computers for demanding divers.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving, flying, and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving, flying, and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why I wanted to tell you about Nanook Professional Protective Cases. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook cases generally cost less than similar products currently on the market. From an iPhone to a full set of dive gear, whatever you need to shield from the elements, Nanook Professional Protective Cases has the size, shape, and color for you. Go to nanook.com. That's NANUK.com for Nanook Professional Protective Cases. The evolution of protection.
Hey, baby, what's going down?
Later, nerd.
Are you lacking with the ladies?
Nope.
Enhance your scuba superpowers with a new ScubaRadio hat.
Wow, nice hat.
Just picked it up at ScubaRadio.com.
Buy 2 ScubaRadio hats and get free shipping.
Need a dive buddy, sexy?
Always, and I got a Scuba Radio hat for you, too.
New ScubaRadio hats are now available at ScubaRadio.com.
So cool.
Order yours today, or stay a loser.
Scuba Radio.
surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
I used to watch you at the Improv when I was starting out. Things you made me laugh so hard because I had just started learning to scuba dive. You did that bit about scuba diving and how the whole point of the sport is not to dive.
There's a fish, there's a rock. Who cares? Don't dive.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Greg the Dive Master and CJ in the studio and connected via the web. Bubble Boy, Casey the Tobacco Nut, Jerry the Diver Guy, and Vinny Two Tanks making up the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad. All right, so my idea of an edible snorkel, I take full credit, I think is a viable option.
What do you think?
What do you think? Millions.
Make it out of?
I just said it could be that leftover beer cheese or whatever the heck.
So you're just taking their idea.
No, they're not making snorkels out of it.
No, but they're the same thing.
Make it out of something else. Make it out of like graham crackers.
Beef jerky.
Beef jerky. Maybe. I guess beef jerky. I mean, maybe you have multiple flavors. Maybe you have
you can't just have one.
Yeah. You have to have multiple food products that you make. Make your dive gear out of. You start with snorkels. You expand out to, I don't know I guess you can't really do a mask. I don't know. Vinny finds this mildly amusing.
It's just funny.
Okay. Or he's hungry. I don't know. It could be a combination of the two. I didn't quite get what Bubble Boy, where he's going with the cigar. The whole lighting the cigar, the fire and water thing. That's a tough problem to kind of overcome. When it comes to like having an underwater cigar.
Enclosure.
I think Casey and Vinny could figure it out, though, if they put their heads together.
Yeah. Well, one of those new vape pens or whatever. Maybe you do a vape underwater, which is not advisable. Yeah.
Electronics underwater.
Oh, yeah. There's that whole electricity issue. Yeah, with that.
Seal it.
Darn.
Yeah. I don't
You got
think.
cameras that work underwater.
Well, that's true. But you're not really supposed to like inhale anything.
For a small annual stipend, which will be announced later, Vinny and I will definitely come up with something.
Okay. So are we funding
a little small?
What I just heard is Vinny and Casey kind of want us to fund an outing for those two. And maybe they're jealous of Jerry and Barry. I don't know.
We have to do research.
I'm just sitting here being innocent.
I mean, one couple leads to another. I get it.
Oh, God.
I get it. And, I would support them emotionally, but there's no financial element that I would want to contribute in this effort.
Think of it this way, Greg. The more you contribute to the project, the better flavor we will assign to your snorkel.
I don't know what to even say to that. It just sounds very, very wrong. But think about it. In the fall, just like Starbucks, you could have like a pumpkin spice snorkel.
Jesus.
What is it with you and pumpkin spice, Greg?
Well, no, I'm just saying, you got to change with the seasons, and you could do that.
Greg has the palate of like a 12-year-old girl.
That I don't think that's accurate.
Like sweet beer, pumpkin this,
you
pumpkin
are
that.
jealous. You are very jealous.
I think we better keep the topic on.
So the whole edible dive gear thing, none of you guys are on board with this.
No, I like it.
Okay, well then why have you been busting my balls for the last 20 minutes on this?
You're not coming up with good ideas.
Vinny, what say you?
I say we should take advantage of that Bimini. I think we should go to Bimini.
Okay, he's given up on the whole edible snorkel thing and just change his topic. Just change the subject altogether.
Well, he brings up a good point, though,
think
accidentally.
What was that cruise that Casey took? I think we should do that, or at least go to Bimini Scuba
Deep House,
and hang out.
These edible things that we bring underwater, that's going to attract sharks. They're going to just eat it right off your head.
No.
Take them on
they eat meat. This is going to be a vegan version.
The good part is that it attracts
what about
sharks.
the vegetarian sharks? All right, Greg.
No.
We don't want munch made out of veggies.
They're not going to be munching on this.
These are my string bean snorkel.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I do think there could be something there, though. I do. Seriously, you think you think this is all fun and silly nonsense? It
is. You won't follow up on it.
No, it's just it is that, but
You'll forget about it tomorrow.
It goes beyond. And, and we are here once
Guarantee if in like 3 days I'm talking to you on the phone, I bring this up, you'll be like, what?
Wait, what are you talking about? What kind of bonehead are you talking
with
about?
Vinny, we should all go to Bimini and brainstorm off the back of the boat.
We could brainstorm some better ideas if we were in the Bahamas. Is that what you're trying to say or something?
Yes. It would stimulate our minds to think along.
Yes.
New and heightened ideas.
Let's get all the guys together and get stimulated.
That and a bit of the weed.
So, okay. Maybe.
That didn't sound too good.
No, it didn't sound good at all. I don't like his idea.
No, that doesn't sound good.
Huh.
No.
They're not a fan of the weed, evidently.
That's
Liars.
not what you said, but we won't go
Oh. Anyway, okay. Well, we will see. And time will tell if the folding fins take off or become the new thing, or maybe my edible snorkel. Someone will take that idea and turn it into something big. Yeah, I'm not getting any takers here on the crew, so I leave it to you.
Moving on.
Listening right now, you're thinking like, yeah, these are a bunch of idiots. They don't know $1 million idea when they hear it.
No, they're not thinking that about us.
Greg, take that to Shark Tank so we can watch you get laughed off the show.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Yeah.
You're going to need prototypes.
True. I'm going to need some financial backers, and I know I don't have any here.
No. I'm giving you a cent.
Yeah.
We're retired. We can't afford.
I'll give you $5 for 60%.
These guys are way worse than the gang on Shark Tank. All right. Well, anyway, we'll wrap it up for this week. Till next time, remember, it's always better. Wear a gang.
Downward sweater.
Safe diving, everyone.
On the boat or down below, if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.